Hey guys, this is Sandeep from RevAtlas. Welcome back to yet another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the camera review of the Samsung Galaxy A31. Now before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications for more videos like this. Now let's begin the video. The Galaxy A31 comes with a primary 48 megapixel camera with 1:2.0 inch sensor size, f2.0 aperture and 0.8 micron pixel size that shoots in a default pixel bin resolution of 12 megapixels. There's also an 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide angle camera with 1.12 micron pixel size, 1:4 inch sensor size, as well as two 5 megapixel cameras with f2.4 apertures, out of which one is a macro camera and the other is a depth sensor. The camera has good dynamic range, white balance, and overall colors are also well rendered. It tends to be a bit warmer than normal, but it's also better in terms of saturation than some usual Samsung devices that tend to overdo the saturation. Sharpness is decent but not great, especially considering that it uses a 48 megapixel camera sensor. This is also a result of Samsung's processing, which does excessive noise reduction and drowns out all the detail in the images. This also makes it worse in terms of foliage, where you get a watercolor painting sort of effect. Portrait mode with the rear camera is actually pretty good with edge detection as well and creamy blurring, but it does go a bit wrong at times, especially when subjects are introduced, but still very good overall. Low light performance is decent but not very good when you look at the competition especially. There isn't any night mode either to help improve the performance in such low light conditions, as there's more noise than most others in this segment, no night mode, and it's also susceptible to shakes. The ultra-wide angle camera has a very wide field of view that can help capture dramatic scenes, and is so wide in fact that for the initial few days your finger placement when using the camera can be seen in the frame. But after a while you get used to it, and be careful when taking pictures initially. The images with the ultra-wide angle camera look different from the primary camera in two ways. Number one, it has a cooler temperature, while it also has more saturated colors, particularly in terms of the blues. While the overall images are fine, it's not optically very good, and there are a lot of artifacts and chromatic aberrations that get worse as you go towards the corners. Low light performance again isn't very good, as it gives images that are very soft due to excessive noise reduction, and if the light is very low, it'll still give noisy images as well. The macro camera is a fixed focus one, and in order to get a sharp image, you have to be between 3 to 5 centimeters away from the object or subject to get it perfectly in focus. While it's technically not as good as an AF macro module, since we are only using it for macros, it's actually good in a way, as you need to only nail the distance in order to get the focus right. The front-facing camera is a 20 megapixel f2 unit that's housed in a notch, and the overall image quality is good with everything looking fair at a glance, but Samsung's excessive noise reduction rounds out the detail and sharpness, which is evident when you zoom in. The dynamic range is also decent but not great, and this particularly affects the highlights, which are usually blown out. Portrait mode blurring is very well done and very creamy, but the edge detection isn't too great and has weird portions even on an easy subject such as myself. Video resolution maxed out at 1080p, which is definitely a shame in a device costing 20k plus, as many devices even at 10k have 4k support now. Even the 1080p recording isn't great. There's low bitrate, low detail and no EIS. While it's quick to change exposure, it doesn't rack focus automatically, especially on closer objects, and you find the need to often manually click and change the focus to a desired portion. The front-facing camera is also a similar story, where it gets 1080p and no EIS, low bitrate and low detail, and the only saving grace is the good audio recording. Hey guys, this is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and this is the front-facing camera of the Galaxy A31, capturing 1080p Full HD video at 30 fps. Let me know what you guys think about the overall sharpness, dynamic range, how well has become my voice in this scenario, and the stabilization as well. Overall, when you think of it, the Galaxy A31 is not a good contender when it comes to camera performance, particularly at the price point of ₹21,999. You can get much better camera quality from phones such as the Redmi Note 8, Realme 6, Redmi Note 8 Pro, Redmi Note 9 Pro, all of which are much cheaper, and the Redmi Note 8 in fact is almost half the price as the Galaxy A31. So if you're looking for better camera performance, the A31 does not make sense, but for other things you should check out a full-fledged review and understand whether this phone is meant for you. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you again in the next one.